afternoon to look at some new Librarians Tools from Jisc collections. So the aims of the session really are to raise awareness of the first tool, which is the Electronic License Comparison and Analysis tool, which really allows you to view and compare license agreements. The second one, the Decision tool, and that allows you really to take decisions as to whether or not users located at partner organisations can be included really in the main license agreement. The third one, the Academic Database Assessment tool, and it's really allows you to easily compare major bibliographic and citation databases. And then the fourth one is the Journal Usage Statistics portal, and it's really aimed at higher education institutions. So for example, Stranmillis University College, St Mary's University College, Queen's University. It would be of more interest to those sort of places. And then hopefully to answer any questions that you have. So the first one, the Electronic License Comparison and Analysis tool, and as I said, it allows really librarians to view, compare and download electronic machine-readable versions of their institution's license agreements. And you can obviously view a specific license, or you can compare and you can contrast two or more different licenses, and you can also find licenses which differ from a specific base license, for example the Nestle 2 ones. And the thing to remember is that access to it is via Federated Access Management. So the licenses that are currently available are all the Nestle 2 ones, and as I said, higher education institutions would be familiar with them. Major database agreements, archival resources purchased by Jisc Collections on behalf of the academic community, the UK academic community, and Jisc e-collections. So I'll just click here on the link to take me through, and if we click here, you can see here at the top, if I just pointed out, that is the actual web link, but you will be sent all these details afterwards and they will be on RVLE. Okay, so if I just click here to go through, and it'll normally come up, you will have to log into it. I'm already logged in through Federated Access Management under Queen's University, but you will type in your own login details for your institution. So you can see up here, choose a license, and it will list all the different licenses. So we just go down. So we'll just compare this one here. So this is the Jisc College Oxford University Press, and we can compare it with, find licenses the same, or you can do different ones. Okay, so if we, let's see, well, we'll compare it with all licenses. Okay, and click on search. And you can see now that 143 matches are displayed. It's displaying the first of 10. Okay, and if we do a comparison, there's Gale. So if we do a comparison with that, you can see it'll come up with the different information of the two of them. Okay, so you can see there that it'll compare both the Gale and the Jisc, and you can obviously click on each of these to get more information about them. The definitions, the license, okay, description, end date, okay, and so on. Okay, and then you can do the same again, obviously, with different ones. We click different, and let's see if we do the same, if we search on that. Okay, so this time it's found 28 matches and it displays the first 10. Okay. So that's the Electronic License Comparison and Analysis tool, which you may find useful. Now the second one, the Decision tool, is really a means for librarians to decide whether Other users at partner organisations can be included in the main licence agreement, and this is really, I suppose, of particular interest to those colleges who have franchised maybe HNDs or foundation degrees with universities. It provides methodology and route to adding students and staff to a licence agreement if required. So if we just click on that and we go through, and it basically asks you 3 questions, okay, and then it provides you with a spreadsheet and examples of worked scenarios. So the 3 questions that you're asked, if you look here, step 1 or question 1, is your partner institution generally regarded as part of your main institution? And this question is about whether it's reasonable for the students concerned to be automatically treated as current students, i.e. authorised users of the main institution, because for the delivery of these programmes, these institutions are acting as one and the same. Okay, so now it says here, if you answer yes to all these questions, it's reasonable to treat your partner as part of the main institution, included in the main licence agreement, and there's no limit then to the number of students involved. So if we go down then to step 2 here, let's just move down, and it's the legitimate partner check. So this question is really about whether it's reasonable for the students concerned to be treated as additional authorised users and therefore counted as current students of the main institution, because for the delivery of the programmes they're part of a legitimate partner arrangement. And extra fees for these additional authorised users may or may not be necessary, and that's checked in step 3 above. Okay, so if we go down then and look at step 3, this question is about whether it's likely for additional fees to be payable for the additional authorised users if they are to be added to the main institution's licence. So if we look at the chart then at the bottom, chart and examples, you can see here it gives you the different scenarios. There's one for overseas campuses. Okay, but this one here now, franchise scenario 2, award from partner institution. Okay, so basically you ask yourself the questions and you're feeding in the answers. Okay, and you come down here and the suggestion action, it tells you to go to step 2. So if we go down to step 2, and you will see that it will suggest action here at the bottom for you. There's step 3 and step, whoops. So additional fees likely refer to just schedule or negotiate direct with the publisher. So you can see really that this tool would, I suppose, promote or allow you to reflect on what you need to ask yourself about the licence arrangements. So quite an easy little tool to use. So if we look now at the 3rd one, and it's the academic database assessment tool, and it really provides you with quick and easy comparisons for major bibliographic and citation databases used by institutions. And you'll find, you can see here you can compare the journal title lists, or this may be of interest to you here, compare ebook platforms, or you can compare database platforms. So if we look here at this first one, compare the title lists of the journals, and you can see you can select one or more databases from the list to compare them. So if we do, let's see, if we do Econlit and GeoBase, and I think yes, I have General 1 file ticked there at the bottom as well. So if we run a search on those, you can see now it'll come up with the information. It lists how many are in each. So there's Econlit has 1284, and you can see the nice pictorial little Venn diagram there. General 1 file 9000, and GeoBase over 2000, 2200 there. And it will list the titles as well that you can click on. Okay. So let's see if we do this one. So you can see there, it'll list them all, and or you can export your full list if you want. So if we go back, and If we have a look at the ebook platforms, you can see here now it lists, there's Credo, ABL, Gale, many of you are familiar with, Taylor and Francis as well, Ebury down at the bottom. So you can choose the platforms that you want to compare. So if we just compare the platforms for those, and you can see here at a glance the common features and differences of each. Okay, so you can see, maybe you're particularly interested, you might use the Boolean logic there. So you can see that ebook library doesn't have that feature, doesn't have not, and it doesn't have or. Again, there's Credo reference, can't search by author, search by series title, Credo reference and ABL and Ebury doesn't allow you to do that. So as I say, you can look down through that list and find what's most suitable to you. Okay, so that's probably a very, very useful tool, particularly for FE. And then there's another one, compare the database platforms. Okay. So you can say choose, there's EBSCOhost. I think most of you are probably familiar with that. And ProQuest is another one. So we compare the platforms for those. Again, the same idea. It'll list the common features. Okay. So, okay. So that's, I think that's a particularly useful tool. And the last one then really is the Journal Usage Statistics portal. And as I said earlier, it's really for higher education institutions. And as I say, it allows you to I suppose, analyse the usage reports from the Nestle 2 publishers. The tools provided include the ability to view the highest access journals, graphs and charts. You can analyse trends and usage over time. You can complete annual SCONAL returns, the titles provided by Nestle 2 and other publishers. You can include usage data from intermediaries and hosts, and then you can compare the usage of different Nestle 2 deals. So if we just click through to that. And you can see here there's a very useful there's a frequently asked questions section on this. It's free to all higher education institutions. So as I say, this will give you a list of the common questions that you can ask. It's a shared service that aims to save academic libraries time and duplicated effort by providing a single gateway for them to access their usage statistics from all publishers, gateways and higher education participating in the Nestle 2 consortium agreements from other publisher deals. And is a service available to all. Initially it was available to a limited number of institutions, publisher and gateways, but the service is now freely available to all higher education institutions, and a number of participants expanded during 2011 to include most Nestle 2 publishers and subscribing institutions. And in 2012 the number of publishers is being extended beyond Nestle 2. So as I say, it may be of interest to anybody here from St Mary's University College or Stranmillis University Teaching College. So, any questions from anyone? If you just want to type them into the chat pane. Or do any of you think that any of these tools would be useful to you? Any information on if I will obviously be sending you out a link to the materials. All the materials from today will be on the RSC VLE, so I'll be sending you a link to that. And if there's any other item that you'd like to explore further today, either from this morning's session or this afternoon, you can let us know, and we will be in touch with you regarding that. So if there's nothing else, then I'll wind up and say goodbye to you all. Thank you very much.